Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. V. I'm glad to be here with you, meeting you again.
Great. I always tell everyone, welcome to Free Talk with Mr. B. It's such a pleasure to have you on.
It's my pleasure.
When we met, we were offering you the awards in the Women's Award.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you have it with you today. How did that night go? I know how it went for us. How did it go for you?
To be frank, it was very emotional for me. You know why? Not because that I'm getting the award, more because I felt I'm just completely alone over there.
Really?
Yes. So that's why it was not because of the people around,
Right.
because I missed my family so much. My son is in London, he's studying over there. He finished his studies and he's working there. And he is a very big part of me. And if he was here, it would mean a lot for me to get that award.
I understand that all too well. Being lonely in a crowd is hard. I hate that kind of loneliness the most, but it happens to us. You know?
So that was the most memorable thing for me that evening, that I felt I don't have him around. That really bothered a lot.
Okay. And so, have you since told him
Yeah.
how everything went and the excitement?
We had a conversation like every single day. We are talking over the phone, and I have related to him, and I said to him, I cried over the phone, and he consoled me back.
Nice.
We had all of that.
And that's your only child?
My only son.
Very, very nice. I have two sons there. My youngest is like 33.
My one is 24.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so younger.
Yeah.
But it's really, really nice to share with someone as close as family and what you felt and what the awards meant to you and the recognition that everyone is not there to really appreciate what you're doing. And you said you cried over the phone.
Yeah.
So I want to put you on the spot with this one. What's your opinion of crying relating to health?
As we all say, it's the same for me. It's nothing different. It's catharsis.
What is the word?
Catharsis.
Catharsis.
Yeah.
Oh, I never looked at that word. Tell me.
Catharsis is a release, healing release.
Ah, you see? Beautiful. Let's talk about that. Catharsis as a healing release.
Yeah.
Because the reason I brought it up, there was another event we were at, and it was very, very emotional, and I started crying. And I was feeling the stress of the moment, and I needed to get it out. And so that's what I was going through, a form of release called catharsis. Nice.
It is, during healing sessions, we really look forward to this moment where the catharsis happens. That means the person is connecting to the soul, and then whatever is stuck there is just coming out.
I see. And that would be the I guess the doctor's goal anyway, is to start freeing themselves of what I call a burden.
It could be, it could be a moment of laughter too, as much as it is crying. It's just how the soul wants to release the stuckness. And we always don't laugh when we are happy. Do you realize that? We laugh at different times also. When we are sad, sometimes there is this hysteric laughter that comes out.
Right?
Right. So that is also catharsis.
I do that by myself. The hysterical laugh. Everyone will think I'm going crazy. But we need to have these forms of catharsis, forms of, from a medical perspective too, and from your doctorate approach, you're actually encouraging this then.
Definitely. We are looking forward to this moment where the client is connecting to herself or himself. And it's a beautiful time in the healing sessions.
So before we got to that point, what does a client, let's say, what would they say they have or feeling or going through in order to come to you in the first place?
So all the time and every time, it is something that they personally don't have the resource to overcome.
I see. Where will they find you? How would they look up your name, for example, to say, I'm looking for help, and I would go to...
You know something? I believe in this totally, that whoever needs or it's time for them to heal, they'll find someone. Whether it's me or someone else, whoever it is for them will arrive and the connection will happen.
Okay. So some of my other interviewers, I asked them also to tell their webpage and how they can be reached, because you do take on new clients, right?
Of course, every single day.
So maybe we can say who you are. How would they find you?
I am Sarmistha Mitra, and I work at Illuminations Wellbeing Center, JLT. You can find me on my website, personal website, at www.mindsolutionsworld.com, as well as on the website of Illuminations World. I'm there 5 days a week to help anyone who needs my expertise and my skill set to overcome whatever you're going through in life. It doesn't have to be health, it can be mind, it can be relationships, it could be anything that you feel stuck and you need some help to overcome that, and I will be glad to assist you.
So then they should be prepared to laugh if needed.
If needed.
They should be prepared to cry if needed.
If needed.
Or release whatever
anxieties
way, or
sometimes
issues.
it's, I'm also a trauma therapist.
A trauma therapist,
yeah.
Okay.
So I help people release trauma from cellular memory, from the body.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so it could be a stuck trauma, emotional trauma that left a memory in the body long time ago. It doesn't always have to be a physical trauma or an accident or something terrible. It could be just an emotion that, at that moment, that emotion caused a contraction in the body.
Right.
And that contraction is the memory of the trauma that seals inside.
And it comes back.
It comes back.
I know it comes back.
It comes back. There's a recursion.
Now I'll let you say it. What are some of the things that might make it come back, for example?
Triggers.
Yes, I know. We call it triggers. What are some of the triggers that might make the memory come back?
The emotion that we felt during that trauma, if we feel anywhere, anytime in our life, the same recursion happens over and over again.
Because I tell people that sometimes I didn't know I was giving them advice, because I just think it's real. I said, if you smell something, the same thing you smelled at that moment, it will trigger your, what kind of immune response, or what other kind of body response we call it?
Which one?
The same response. I don't know the medical term, but if I smell certain things, it brings me back. I have certain things I can hear. It would bring me back to 1975 because I remember what happened there.
Definitely, because
I even know the year. And
it's a body memory, right? The body seals the memory connected. It's not the smell or the sound. It's the emotion always.
I know.
There are if you had been a child eating a chocolate cake, for example, on the table, there was a family gathering, and then a bad news comes. Say someone had an accident while you were eating the chocolate cake.
Right.
So what happens, the person can have allergic reaction to chocolate cake for all their lives.
Wow. This is amazing, because I feel it. I've heard other people who experience it, but we don't always know what it is.
Yeah.
And so
later on, say the client is 30 years old, he comes to me for an allergy for chocolate cakes. And he forgot everything that happened in the past.
Right,
Obviously, we have this beautiful mechanism called defense mechanism, which makes us forget all the trauma so that we can go on with our lives.
That sounds like me. You're going to make me either laugh or cry right here. Yeah. Because I have a lot of these responses to things in my life, from smells, from sight. And I'm such an emotional person, I trigger. Even if I thought that's what it was, I trigger. And so people, should we fix that? Is this something we should fix?
If it's bothering you, of course.
Okay.
As long as it's not bothering you, no need. Okay. Carry on with life.
But it's good to have a knowledge and understanding of what things are.
So I have created a program. I want to talk to you about it. It's called DecodeYou.
Okay.
D-C-O-D-E, decode, Y-O-U, you.
Wow, yes, I understand.
This is a program to understand yourself. So most of us, I would say 99% of us on this planet, we are running on autopilot.
I would imagine.
Autopilot as to we don't know why we do what we do. So in this program, the DecodeYou, I'm going to help you to understand yourself, who you are really. Why do you do what you do? Why do you think the way you think? And why do you feel what you feel? Once you understand yourself better, what you're actually doing is, you're making your unconscious conscious.
That's what it is.
And the whole process, the journey of life, from birth till death, is to make the unconscious conscious. And what we call enlightenment is when you are totally conscious, totally aware of who you are. So probably one day, all of us holding hands together, we can arrive there.
Yeah.
And we don't have to wait for centuries to get one Buddha.
Because I'm sinking in my seat because you're talking, all of it is my language. Like if I need to be the patient right away, because I autopilot myself through life and hold on to a lot of things.
It's every one of us until the day that we become mindful and we live mindfully.
Wow.
We start asking ourselves questions. So why did I just say that?
Right.
Why did I just do that? And why did I think this way?
Yeah.
And you will decode yourself every moment and figure out what was the autopilot that made you do this. And most of the time you will see it's all about social acceptance.
Yeah, true.
All the time.
And do most of your clients want to get off of autopilot? Do they want to
because
know
all the problems, dysfunctions and distortions that they come with, whether it's health, whether it's mind, whether it's relationship, it's always because they're on autopilot, because they have repressed and suppressed their instinctual side.
I say, that's the only way I could have survived. I had to hide the real me.
Yeah, we had to, because we were told instinct is bad.
Right. And I mean, even someone asked me today, why are you podcasting, Mr. B? Why are you talking to people? And saying, why are you so natural at it? I says, well, I had to feed my family, so I put all of my styles and interests away so I can execute the performance at work for the purpose of work and raising the family. So now as a retiree, then I can be a little bit more me.
Relax, yeah.
But I think there's a lot more of me I would like to discover.
Definitely, there is so much more. You know, like, we are supposed to be multiple universes within us.
Right.
So there is so much to know about ourselves. We hardly know anything about ourselves.
It's like it takes a lifetime.
It takes a lifetime. This whole journey is a lifetime.
Yeah. And someone told me, because I got married at 19, had my first son at 21, and so it's been 39 years married now, about a few days into my 40th year. So they said, oh, you didn't spend any time learning about you. I said, would I have known me even in that early age? I would not have known still enough about me. But it's good to be decoded right now.
Definitely, but you know what? People think that learning is before something or after something. Every experience gives us that opportunity to make the unconscious conscious. Every single experience, whether good or bad. There are only two kinds of experiences in life.
And how do you say it again? To make the unconscious
conscious.
Conscious, okay. I like that.
That's the only purpose, to make the unconscious. When people come, like there are so many youngsters who come, I don't know what's the purpose of my life and why am I here, what am I doing here? I just tell them, easy. You just came here to make your unconscious conscious.
Right. Do they have doctors like you in many countries that does this?
There should be, because I'm sure I'm not the only one. Right. There should be several others.
I mean, because without thinking, I just never thought of it. I never thought of going to it. All we know from our pre-programming is that if you go and talk to someone, you're speaking to a psychologist, and that's bad, means something is wrong with you.
It's a taboo.
And that taboo is not correct, is it?
It's a taboo. And it's, you know, like, mental health has always been a taboo, right?
Right.
Mental health is considered, look, okay, you have to be crazy to go to a psychologist.
Right.
So people avoid it. People avoid that stigma that the society has put.
I think we need to talk about this more and more. And I know you have a lot of subjects worth talking about. So this is where I can ask, will you come on with Mr. B again to start popularizing these subjects? Make people feel that it's okay.
This is my dream, Mr. B. This is my dream, to make people understand who they are.
We need to expose it more, because I want myself, my spouse, my family, and others to know it's okay to talk to someone, to find out who our real selves are.
Yeah, just finding out who we are.
Or to decode.
Basically, the problem that we face in life, like people come because they have a problem. But the problem is the gateway or the doorway for the spiritual awakening. So if you wouldn't have a problem, you wouldn't wake up. You would be still sleeping in the autopilot.
Yeah.
So the problem is, take it as an opportunity. Like I tell my clients, this is your opportunity.
Because our companies have offered these benefits for a long time, but no one uses it. Mental health, substance abuse, all these kind of things. But because they lump it with all the taboo things, we don't go. And so many corporations need to understand that people need to go and and start, even if they don't see a problem. You don't have to be a heavy drinker or a drug addict to talk to somebody.
You don't have to go to the end of the world to come to seek help.
Right.
It is just a journey to discover yourself.
Yeah. Nice, I like that.
And there is no stigma, nothing. I mean, I am doing this journey on myself for the last 31 years, where I am trying to learn who I am every single day through every experience that I go through. And I have overcome a lot of personal blockages. I have broken a lot of autopilots in this process, so that I'm in a place now to help my clients.
Right. And other doctors said that when we don't fix these things, then it starts attacking our organs, the one that relates to each of these emotions.
Yeah.
And when we free ourselves from these emotions, then our organs stay healthier.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you will tie those things together too.
Exactly.
This is so fascinating for me.
This is like, I don't know how you see your life, but this is how I have envisioned a world where everyone would be mindfully living.
Yes, very nice.
And just not like, go for a mindfulness class and do some breathing exercises. It's like living every single day mindfully, knowing what are you doing and why you are doing it.
Very true, very true. So let's build up this one scenario before you go. And the scenario is you went to school and got very educated and prepared yourself for these moments. But the school, they called you back to speak to the existing class. And so as a keynote speaker, you spoke to them, but you want to leave one message for them at the end to really leave an indelible memory in their minds. What would you want to tell them?
I just want to tell them that any crisis that you go through, take it as an opportunity for spiritual awakening. Do whatever it takes to find yourself there. Just hold on to that moment for some time. Don't want to brush it away and hide it somewhere and get over with life. This is your moment to wake up to your own spirituality.
Thank you so much. I'm sure they will remember this very moment.
I hope so. I hope so.
So we definitely look forward to having you on again. Look forward to elaborating on all these subjects, because as fascinated as I am, I think others will be too. And if we can help remove the taboo of speaking to those who want to decode us, and I hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah, of course.
And get rid of some of these taboo style thinking. I'd definitely like to pursue, definitely like to have you on again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being on the program. I really
It's a
appreciate it.
pleasure.
God bless you.
You too.
Thank you.